Hello, BookTube. Welcome to Weekly Reads. I had a largely good reading week until today. The book I started today, I basically bailed on pretty soon after I started. And I'll get that to the end because I like to go sequentially from the book I started last weekend to the one I started or I'm working on today, and then going on to what I'm going to read tomorrow. So anyway, let's begin with the book I read over the weekend and finished on Monday. So I mentioned last week that I was started American Oligarchs by Andrea Bernstein. I read it through the weekend and finished it on Monday, and this book is phenomenal. It is just powerful, and I'm certainly going to be doing a review probably Monday, but this is just a phenomenally powerful book, and horrifying, and the man on the cover is not necessarily the most horrifying figure in this book. Let's just put it like that. Other ways, but yes, I will definitely be reviewing this book on its own Monday. No. After I finished with American Oligarchs, I moved on to Running Against the Devil by Rick Wilson. This is the follow-up of Rick Wilson's Everything Trump Touches Dies, and I thought this was brilliant. Again, there's hints of whether or not he's trying to move the Democratic Party to the right to assuage his ego or his conscience, but at the same time, he does have a point that Democrats do win on the grand scale when they run to the center, particularly in the districts they need for a majority in Congress or in legislature. They need to run to the middle. And he makes a very compelling case of what the Democrats should do to beat Trump. And I will do a combined review of this and Everything Trump Touches Dies again probably on Monday, but I really enjoyed this book. It was phenomenal, and it didn't actually piss me off as much as Rick Wilson keeps harping on that it will, which may or may not say something about me. But anyway, so this was a really, really good book too. Next up, and the book I started today and I bailed on today, Lady Hotspur by Tessa Gratton. The writing does not appeal to me. The writing did not appeal to me at all. It was just too, I want to say maybe too YA-ish, too just overly telling. It's just, it just did not work for me. And honestly, it's also where I know I'm going to basically be comparing this to Henry IV by Shakespeare, because this is basically just a gender-swapped version of Henry IV with some changes. But I'm basically going to be, fact-checking it and comparing it to not only Shakespeare's play, but also to real history. And then also the made-up locations and the real historical names kind of graded. So, I'm not too pleased with this. So, it was a bail. Anyway, so next we get on to the books I will be reading tomorrow and into the following week. So I will first begin with the book that was on the long list for the BookTube Nonfiction Prize. It didn't make the cut of the 48, so I will be showing it to you now. Blowout by Rachel Maddow. Looking forward to getting to this. Once I finish Blowout, which I should hopefully finish it either this weekend or if not on Monday, after Blowout I will be moving on to Middle England by Jonathan Coe. Going Dutch by James Gregor. And Ducks Newburyport, which I know Middle England and Ducks Newburyport are also on the fiction side of the BookTube prize, and I need to check in with Robert to see if I can talk about them or if it would, even though I'm just solely judging the nonfiction side, if it would be kosher or appropriate if I talked about them. And if not, then I'll just say I read it and then maybe hold off until the judging's done. Now, next Friday, weekly reads will be done earlier. I'll either film it on Thursday and then upload it on Friday, or I will film it and upload it on Friday morning, because next Friday I will be going to the library where I will be picking up three of the books on the nonfiction prize. I will be hauling them and saying these are the ones that are on the list for my judging, but I will not, and I will plop them up on weekly reads, but I will give no comment until the judging is done and the results are announced, and then I will talk about them then. But otherwise I will just say I'm going to read them or I've read them and then put them up. Is there anything else? So in that situation I will probably be starting one of those three books on that Friday, and I'll mention this again on Friday, but I won't hold it up because obviously weekly reads will be filmed before I actually go to the library and I actually haul any books, because I do want to go ahead and whichever of like Blowout, Middle England, Going Dutch, Ducks Newburyport, however I go through the rest of this week or this coming week, I want to go ahead and take them to the library and go ahead and take them back now, rather than in the case of Middle England, Going Dutch, Ducks Newburyport, having to renew them for another week or another period and then have to drop them off at like the library here in town or something like that. So that was my weekly reads. Look for a review of American Oligarchs and Everything Trump Touches Dies and Running Against the Devil on Monday. Until then, have a great week, have a great weekend, and thank you, BookTube.